because quite a few people don't actually know how to build trap tunnels properly for them. What most people do is they just go around and they spam traps. I hope that that's going to work. And yes, occasionally it will work, but it's never efficient. And there's always issues where like a smasher could just go along, break a piece. But
when you're ready to start the fight.
Okay, now what I'm gonna go do is find my trap tunnel areas. So there's drop area 1, and then 1, 2. There's drop area 2. What I'm gonna do is do 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now I'm going to get the wall launchers and place wall launcher. Then I find my broadsides, and I know these are low level broadsides. Broadside, dart. And get these floor trap. I then need to get 2, what's it called, sound tools. Level traps don't really matter. Okay, 1. That dashed. Okay, now I have a demonstration of what happens here. Now I will show you some of the other things, because as you can see I can't place any more structures. I'm not able to build anymore, but it's just a basic thing where the husks spawn over here. They wander up through. Anything at this side will get like that, but force them to go round, and they usually die by the second layer, but some smashers make it through, and they dance, they get shocked and electrocuted, and they have to always walk all the way to the very back every single time on the freeze trap. Eventually they'll make it down, and then they get trapped from here, and then they get like spike trapped. They start dancing, the broadside bounces back and forth, and then the wall launches the smasher into the middle, which is the only thing that ever makes it through here. The smasher starts sort of attempting to dance, really doesn't, just a disco ball appears above its head, gets shot, trapped, and launched into the middle where it gets spiked again, and will either be one shot where I'll be here and I'm able to just pickaxe it, or it will die. Either way, that's like the second most efficient thing. But some advice also is always make sure that your trap tunnels are not closed off. So all of my trap tunnels will usually either just be left out into the open or end curving into this. Okay, now I'm going to show this storm shield. So there's 3 places they can, well 5 actually. There's down here in the main bit. There's up here, that's 2. There's the one over here, that's 3. There's the one here, 4. And then for some reason you can get a spawn here, that's 5. So all I've done is I've built it off this, so anything here, I have to force them to come. I mean, I have to do that anyway. But you can see I've just spammed freeze traps to make them stay here and just get like shot through all the cannonballs and like stuff as much as I can possibly keep them going there for. That's the same way over here, where they spawn on this 4x4 here, and also that tile there, but and they all get shocked and all that, and there's 2 ways they can go. They can either go up here, go round, down, die, or they can follow the way all the way, right, as you can see, they'd be going freeze, being shot by cannonballs and zapped, which would kill them. Then they'd have to go to next, then to the next, then to the next, go down to next, and like they'll spend as much time as they can, and eventually they will die. It's then this bit here where they follow through, down, across, and then they actually join onto here. So it makes it quite a lot more simple. Then there's also this bit here, which just leads into a 2x2 drop point down. I quickly lead myself all the way around that bit there. It does actually loop back to there, obviously, but it also has a joint loop from here. So that bit here just joins on to there, as you can see. But you can also go straight forwards here and go into this drop tile. Okay, next up I'll show the final bit on here. It's very simple because it's just running off a pathway that they'll follow, because they'll follow down the natural slope there, down the natural slopes there, up there and dropping. So follows up, round, and there's two ways they can go. They can either go here where they drop, and you'll never guess this, they join onto here. And then there's also the bit here where they drop. They actually activate all these cannonballs here, which will then just bounce from side to side as they work this way down, and then finally bounce all the way off. And this cannonball will go like this and sort of fire around about to here, and that one will then also fire around about to here. Yeah, that's a basic thing, and all this is made up of is freeze traps, broadsides, and electric ceiling fields. Ignore these my training boxes. My favourite trap tunnel though is the main spawn. This is the most efficient. Second most efficient, but there's 3 ways they're able to, 4 ways. So they either go through this one. Now some advice, if you do have the materials to craft gas traps, which unfortunately I was lacking on, powder and batteries and the fibrous herb. Oh yeah, the speed boost now. Gonna make things a lot easier. But try and place gas traps above for freeze traps instead of electric ceiling fields. They're more effective. But yet again, just trying to make them walk as far as they possibly have to. And then it will join onto the main one. The main one consists of 2 broadsides at the back, which will fire straight across, killing anything that's going up. There's 2 zappers, because zappers work in a 3x3 radius, so it would work at 3 high if I placed it up here. Like if I placed a zapper there, it would work. And also, if those walls weren't there, it would zap anything with, like here. Like over here, essentially. So it works in 3x3 radius, so it will zap for stuff coming up here, and all the way up to here, it will zap them. And yet again, just forcing them to walk all the way around. Well, each of these, which has a 2-block fire range, will go 1, 2, will fire, with then the broadside also coming back at that side, and fire, 1, 2, fire, 1, 2, broadside going back, fire, 1, 2, I will have defender here. If husks try and kill the defender, I have electric ceiling field there to kill any of them. But obviously fire, okay. Now let's go on to the next bit. They are able to walk up here, which is one of the main issues, so I just build this, where in each of the corners, I place those 2 like that. Not in a sticky out corner, like a corner coming in. Then up here, when they they have a spawn right here. So they'll come up, round, and work their way all the way around. Here I have something called a timeout box, which follows a very basic concept where they come across, the wall launcher will launch them into a box here, and those tire traps will have rolled into here because they can't go there, so they'd roll across there and in. And they'd get frozen and gassed and zapped and boxed and stuff. But also, many people don't actually know this, and I'll try and show you. Gas traps, electric field things can actually have a window on them, like this does, and this main fire will fire straight through that window there. And then just for safety precaution, it just goes like this, double broadside and broadside light, all of that basic stuff. That bit, this little tiny bit at these final two squares, other than the ice trap and the gas trap, was just spamming traps. Okay, this is my useless booster. There's booster pads. That actually gives you physical no boost. I'm not joking, it is probably quick for me just to run across there. My useless booster, so that's useless. Okay, final thing I'm going to show is this bit here, where drop traps. I always have, on the natural slope, I'll always have these drop traps, because they'll roll down and spread out, killing as much as they can. And then this bit just forces them just to join on to the main, yet again. So that's that. Let's go straight B quickly. Now, something to note is there's always guaranteed the first two ways. So it'll always go this one here, then B. Another big mistake people make is they'll build their trap tunnel, place loads of traps in it, and then go and do the next. Never do that. That was my big mistake on this. You always build the trap tunnels on all of your stuff, then you place your traps. Because as you can see, there is a building limit on how much I'm able to build. Like, let's say I break that cone, I'm still not able to build because I've placed loads of traps, as you could see. Now I am actually going to go have to destroy another thing so I can place that phone back, because that's very useful, that phone. Hang on, quick explanation while I'm here. For C, Husks can spawn here, and I want them to walk and drop down and join on to them. However, they would go up the ramp here, go round, like this, go over to here, drop onto here, and just go round and in. Which wasn't shield. So I broke it. Down here this is quite useful, but not too useful. Finally, I can place my phone back. That was my mistake, see? Okay, right, it's that. I still have some structure left to place, which is perfect. So I will need to place 2 walls here. See, and perfect. Over here I have my glitched healing thing, where no matter if you're on 1 HP, jump into this and you're back to full HP again. Essentially there's tons of healing traps here, they're all floating traps too, meaning you're able to walk through them. And then there's also the floor, so jumping through them will get you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 heals essentially, with all of them giving 1,000 health. So you'd essentially get 10,000 health just for jumping in there. And then once you've jumped in, you would either just double jump back out, or walk out through here, go around, and by the time you've done this, they will have reloaded and you can just jump back in. As they reload off of range for some reason, these ones. So you actually technically do need to get to here. And right here is where it'll trigger the reload on the move. So let's say you double jump, you do that essentially. Very useful, I have no idea how I did that. The glitch has been patched now though. Okay, let's show my B defense. So, over here on B, very simplest again. This is some basic stuff. They spawn over here. Quite a lot of them actually, I found out the other day. They've been spawning in this little end here. So I might build like, you know, just like a couple drop traps there. Okay, so there's 3 ways they can walk up. They can walk up here, where there's top, obviously, stuff, and then these, and this follows the same at the beginning of every ramp. Then across all of the walls, broad sides, and then across all the floors, 3 traps to slow them down. And occasionally I'll have these electric ceiling fields until it gets to the end, just in case. These are matches. And then obviously every other one, I get my wall, edit it like that and place it there, 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 there. As you can see, all 3 of the ends and the slopes will end up here, here, or here. So this end, slope on the lower slope down, we'll go through to that side. Up here can either go round there, or round and join onto here with this slope. Now here there's 2 ways they can go that way to it, or they can follow through and go that way to it. Now flingers and those space husks that like shoot stuff tend to like to walk all the way round. So there's all of these electric ceiling fields for that. And if somehow they make it through, even though these are 144s, now bear in mind these don't need to be 144s, you can just use some basic, like, level, always at least be using level 77 traps at max, okay? Never be using, like, more or less. Or, no, never be using, like, lower levels, like, 21s, like I was doing here, because I've had to place tons of them because they were level 26s. But there's 2 ways they can go from here, is up and join onto the main again, all of this, and up and join onto the main. Now flingers usually will die by here, but that's fully impossible for them to make it past. But they used to go up round to here and then just fling stuff onto the main thing. This is the pots for when I run giveaways, which I do occasionally do. Where obviously and stuff. Weird glitch. Some of these traps will destroy the walls underneath them occasionally. and I'll get floating. And now let's show the defences first. So I've showed B, I've showed main home shield, I've shown A, and I've shown half of D. So let's show both sides of C. So there's side, like, there's west on C, which yet again is just all of this, with the broad sides to kill them, and then round up their spawn. This is what makes them efficient, is just placing this over their spawns, because it will kill quite a lot of them as they spawn in, and they'll have to work their way through. Super useful. Did someone just join? Oh, A's joined. Okay, over here we should have another trap tunnel. Oh, I'll upload part 2 later.